Pickacard. How are you turning heads? Here are your options, and I'll see you at your reading. Hi, Pal One. My name is Griselle with Toughdolltarot, and I'm here to do your reading. Pal number one, you chose this lovely image on the right-hand side of the screen. And today, we're not going to really say much about it, unfortunately. What we are going to do is get a little bit of sagey sage, and we are going to channel, decipher, pull tarot cards, oracle cards, and whatever the heck we want. And it's going to be all about how are you turning heads. So we're going to find out how this goes. How are you turning heads? Pal number one. I'm going to go ahead and do the shuffle. And 3, 2, 1. Pal One, welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for being here. Once again, we're doing a different kind of read, and today we are looking at how are you turning heads. So let's flip over how you're turning heads. Pile one, you have the Chariot. I almost want to say meow. Pile one, the Nine of Chalices. You have the Sun. How are you getting all the good cards? You have the Nine of Moons. You have the Five of Staves. You have the Four of Staves. And you have the Page of Chalices. So let's see if we can get closer here. Okay, maybe we'll stand these up so you can see. So pile number one, right off the bat, I'm just gonna say, who is you? And the reason why I'm asking is I have the Chariot right here. This tells me that you are somebody who moves super fast. Now, it doesn't mean you have to be the fastest tool in the shed, right? It could be, but I feel like this is making moves and making them so quick that other people are trying to keep up with you. Kudos to you. I also feel like how you're turning heads is that people, almost like their heads are spinning. This water seems to be kind of like whipped up, okay? And the Chariot is, again, all about movement, all about getting your ducks in a row, but most especially balancing your positive and negative polarities so that they go in the same direction. You're not of divided mind and heart. You are mind, body, heart, and soul in one direction. And we like that for you, pile number one. So you have the Nine of Chalices right here, accompanied by the Cups. Let's just take a look at these babies for you. Pile one. I've never used these on my channel before, either channels, by the way. So with the Nine of Chalices right here and the Sun, to me, this really speaks about people's desires. And it's almost like they're looking up to you as a wish fulfillment. Almost like, you know, we revolve around the sun. Everything revolves around the sun. And with the Nine of Cups, it's almost like you are a wish fulfillment. Or, hey, I wish I could make moves like that. And I feel like you could be idolized or pedestaled. We're going to get a little bit more information here. Pile one. With the Nine of Moons and the Five of Staves right here. Five of Wands. Okay, so in Nine of, I had to write down what these were because I kept forgetting what they are. So Nine of Moons. I feel like, yeah, you stress people out. Now, not deliberately, hear me out. I feel like when people see like how much of a glow up show up or how quickly you change, it's almost like you're headed in one trajectory and you're like, I'm going to bob, I'm going to weave, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do that. Pile number one, you are undaunted. It seems like if obstacles get in the way, you're bobbing and weaving, you're doing the shuffle, you're doing whatever it takes to make it to the goal. I feel like you don't take your eye off the ball. And because of that, people don't take their eye off of you. And this is not flattery. You could simply see the cards play out for themselves. Now, I do know that a lot of you guys read tarot here. And what I do want to say is if you have a tarot channel as well, and if you comment, a lot of times I'm not going to know, by the way, this side note, that you have a channel or not. If you would like for me to subscribe to your channel just because I can and just because it's free, like I tell everybody else for me, go ahead and drop your channel's name in one of the comments and I will go ahead and look at it. And if it's something that obviously I'm in line with, then I'll definitely subscribe. I mean, it would have to be really out of hand for me to say no. So just putting it out there. But I'm just going to say, you know, palette number one, I feel like you're cutting edge. And I also feel like you have community thinking, but you're not waiting for that communal. Okay. You're not waiting for the community to catch up with you. You're like, I'm going to lead the way. I'm going to blaze trail, whatever you want to call it. And I'm going to keep making moves. I'm going to stun myself sometimes. Sometimes I'm going to, you know, flop. And it's not that big of a deal. Pile number one, another reason why you turn heads is because when you're making moves, I feel like you're not afraid to fail or fall or trip. And one thing that I'm noticing, pile number one, I feel like you're almost like the anti-hero. You're like, I'm going to do it anyways. Well, I'm going to run a marathon. Yep, it's painful. Yep, I did all these things that were mistakes, but I still completed it. And next year I'm going to do better. And the following, I'm going to do better, and so on and so forth. So I feel like you are the underdog, but most importantly, pile number one is never giving up, right? It's pivoting, shifting, shuffling, doesn't make a difference. But I feel like you just don't give up. And people, that puts people in high anxiety. They're like, what is pile number one doing? If you do hair, you're the best at the best. If you do hair, you are doing, or if you wait tables, or if you are making, you know, if you work at a high-end restaurant or low-end, it doesn't make a difference. You are making things so different, so unique that you keep people around you guessing. And sometimes you surprise yourself. Now, I do feel like this puts people in I heard a system of panic and I just saw the 555. So all of a sudden after you, yeah, I can't help but say it's that whole old Eminem song. This looks like a job for me. So everybody just follow me because need a little controversy because it feels so empty without me. Sorry, but listen, pile number one, I'm going to say that you light a fire under people's boots, okay? And that is another reason why you're turning people's heads. I mean, they can't keep their eyes off of you. So I feel like this could have a lot to do with social media. This could have to do with the moves that you make. And with the Four of Staves right here, I feel like it's putting you in a very solid place in spite of all the momentum and action. And sometimes, yeah, things don't work out exactly, but I think you just tweak things and you just keep it pushing. People really admire this, but I feel like I'm getting a lot of crown chakra activation, by the way. So I feel like people just wonder, how is this happening? How do you know? And I just feel like you do it via intuition, right? You follow your intuition and you just keep it literally pushing. You're not worried about what somebody else is doing, or the trend that you started last week, somebody else started this week and you're onto something different, or you're blending things and so on and so forth. And we love that for you. So pile number one, with the Five of Wands right here, I also feel like there are battles around you, people that want to imitate, but also people that want to come in like this little baby cat right here. They're all meow. Pile number one, can you just teach me? Can you love me? I feel lonely. I want to learn like you. I want to be just like you. So maybe you're that person that everybody wants to be with when they grow up and glow up, which is really intriguing. Let's see what is flanking you. And we're reading these simply just like oracles. The Scholar and the Lover. Marriage. So I feel like you could be an incredibly deep thinker. Check this. Why is he got small feet? What is going on here? What in the tiny toes is going on? That's kind of funny. So yeah, you could have small feet. right? Who am I to judge? But with a scholar, I feel like you could burn the midnight oil. You could be somebody who's like constantly learning, growing, evolving. You could be in school. You could be one of those people that are always literally in school getting like one degree after another. Yeah, I got my master's. Yeah, I got this. Yeah, I got that. Yeah, and I'm going to get my doctorate. Yeah, I get, it's like it's never ending. And people go, well, I know that you love school by now, but are we going to ever stop? Or I don't know. So you could be teased about that. But I feel like that mind is like a steel trap baby, and you just keep feeding it, feeding it, feeding it. And it is incredibly powerful. So that's another way that you are turning heads, is people start realizing that you're really quite educated. With this table, with this red, this tells me that you have an ability to make a living that is solid, that you're never going to be like in the, I'm super poor and this isn't working for me. You're going to figure it out because you have a lot of skills. You're multi-talented, multi-skilled. Pile number 1. With the Lover right here, I feel like you are turning heads because people literally, not only do they want to be you, they want to be with you. So I don't care if this is a friendship, if this is whatever. I feel like people are going to take what they can get from you. And that sounds really kind of like, ouch, wild. But I don't mean it that way. What I do mean is that they're like, okay, pile number 1, let me come closer, let me be with you, whatever. And you're like, yeah, I'm not looking for a serious anything. You could be my friend, or you could be my, I don't want to say the booty call, but I guess I'll have to. Or you could be, my friends with Benz would have been more classy, but here we are, Grisel. I mean, unclassy. Let's class it up. So I feel like whatever it is that you allow, people just grab onto that with the hope and aspirations of really having something more with you. So, okay, what else do we have? Pile number 1. Yeah, we have haughtiness with a peacock right here. And I'm just going to say for you, I don't feel like you are like, ooh, let me, puff up my feathers and just show my beautiful tail. I got to find a different way of saying that. But I do feel like you are eye-catching, that you could be very beautiful, but you're very understated. And I don't mean that you don't embrace your beauty or you don't wear makeup and so on and so forth. I feel like you just don't strut and you don't walk around like, the image I have is like I'm a big boss, like I'm in prison, or, I'm going to be shot caller. What do I know about that stuff? But anyways, you get the point. You're not the one that like walks in thinking that they're all with their heads so far up to the sky that you're going to drown if it rains. That's that kind of a thing. What else? Oh, we have old woman. Interesting. We don't know what this is, but there's red a lamp. Okay, so that's what that is. That was easy. So pile number 1, I'm just going to say, by the way, if you like this kind of reading, do give me like, share, comment, subscribe if you like my content. And also, yeah, if you would like to support the channel, there are different ways, including but not up to just listening to ads as they pop up on your screen. That would be great while you do other things. But if not, totally your thing. Do you? That's my point. But I'm going to say that you are lighting a lamp to the world, and you have the soul of almost like an old woman. And that can really be seen in many different ways. Unfortunately, here in the US, we do not prize or really take care of or esteem our elders, it seems. Maybe that's changing a little bit. But I'm just going to say that you appear to be like you have lived a lot. Okay, you lived a lot of lives, whether you're young or old, it doesn't make a difference. And I feel like this is what's coming through, is your spirit, your energy. And this is why you are turning heads. But let's get a couple more. Show me what I need to see. Oh, yeah. Oh, I shuffled backwards, huh? Yeah, with the 3 of Cups, people want to celebrate you. They want to come towards you. They want to rub elbows with you. They want to drink that wine with you. Or, have a smoke. I don't know your life, right? But I feel like people want to commune. And once again, it's like, there's 3 of us, but if you'll take me as a partner, let's go. Or even if it's just a friends with Ben. So I feel like people are not opposed to that. I feel like you could be very sleek in your movements, very carefree, and very willing, again, like to flub every now and then or trip it up. But I feel like you land with grace. You're kind of like literally a cat. You land on all 4s and you're like, well, that didn't really work so well. Let's see if we can modify. But we keep it pushing here. So how else are you turning heads? A couple more, please. 1313. You end things quickly. I keep shuffling upside down and not looking. You went, oh, wow. Wow, pile number one. You have like tricks up your sleeve, don't you? I'm just going to say this is going a little bit longer than I wanted to, and I know y'all don't like to stick around that long. But listen, with the Ten of Cups right here, these chalices tell me that you're like an emotional fulfillment for a lot of people. I feel like the vibe is right with you. I feel like you blend in. Chihuahua. I did knock my elbow on that one. But anyways, I do feel like you fit in like virtually anywhere. But the biggest thing also is that you're an observer. You're educated. You are willing to learn more things. So even if you do or don't have degrees, it's irrelevant. The fact that your mind is willing and desiring more knowledge and more of a glow up. It's like you can't sit still, and we love that about you. But you make sure that you're very pragmatic. You're steady Eddie, number 1414. You can be seen repeating numbers, by the way. Maybe I'll do a reading about that. But that's all I have for you now. Thank you so much for being here. Much, much love to you. Until next time, namaste. Hi, Pal 2. My name is Griselle with Toughdolltarot, and I'm here to do your reading. Pile number 2, you chose this image on the right-hand side of the screen, and I'm just going to say that I chose it, and we used it, and you chose it, but we're not going to do a lot with it because we're going to keep it pushing today, and we're going to keep it fresh and different. What I will say is that today we are going to be reading about how are you turning heads. So if you like these kind of readings, if you like my content, if you have suggestion for ideas, suggestion box is open. In fact, I'm willing to hear you out. So let me know what you think. And if you like them, also let me know. I'm going to go ahead and do the shuffle in 3, 2, 1. Pile 2, welcome, welcome. That microphone is way out of reach. Let's see if we can modify this. Pile number 2, thank you so much for being here. Really appreciate all the people that are dropping by, your comments, the whole 9 yards. If you missed any of the intro, if you do have a channel on YouTube and you would like for more subscribers, I am willing. So drop your link in the comments below. A lot of times your YouTube handle doesn't really let me know clearly if you have a channel or not. So I find myself kind of fumbling with that. And I just figure if you would like support, I would like to tell you that I would be willing to do that if it's something that I'm not totally opposed to, of course. So go ahead and take that into account. But today, how are you turning heads? So we're going to find out. Pile number 2, you have the 7 of Moods. You have the Death card. You have the Wheel of Fortune. Maybe we're going to pull these down instead. You have the King of Moons. You have the 10 of Chalices. I said Chen. Maybe somebody's named Chen. I don't know. You have the 4 of Staves. And you have the Queen of Tombs. So let's get into it. Pile number 2. How are you turning heads? Let's just look at these cards for just a moment. And get closer. So cute. So the 7 of Moods right here and the Death card. Wow. So interesting, you guys. I'm going to say for pile number 2, if you've been alone for a long time, They're like, because this is my lone wolf. Even though it's a cat, we go by traditional meanings of the tarot, right? And so we have the Seven of Wands right here. And this is really about being the lone wolf. I do what I want, kind of like I'm on the down low with everything. I'm going to go ahead and make moves, go see movies by myself. I'm going to go do this. I'm going to go trip and treat myself. And I really don't say anything. And sometimes people find out and other times they don't. And really it's just kind of my life. Whether you're partner or not partner, that's not even a total issue. I'm trying to learn how to speak into the mic and still see the cards. What a challenge. So pile number 2, I'm just going to say that, first of all, the way that you're turning heads is that you're incredibly regal, and people are shocked, like if you're by yourself or even if you're partnered, they don't know, right? These are strangers, people that just see you every day or whatever, that you're incredibly regal, but you do everything alone. How is this possible? That's one interpretation. The other one is that you've been off the market and people, and then you still do your own thing, but they would like to go ahead and change that for you by having you be their partner instead, right? So I feel like, however, people see you as a little bit of royalty, a little bit of like changing things dramatically and radically, but how you are changing and turning heads literally is that people don't really know what you're up to, what you're doing, and you have a great mystery about you. Kind of like how I'm trying to work this microphone. Anyways, so I'm going to say that, yeah, you have a massive change coming up. So if you've been single, if you've been doing things all by yourself, and if you like it, you know, that's great. But I still feel like you have something changing, and it's changing for the better, a massive change, okay? And this is with this wheel. And of course, we interpret this as a regular tarot, but pile number 2, I'm just going to say with this wheel, what I'm feeling right away is I'm noticing how it has a compass right in the center. And I feel like maybe you've been doing things, you know, by yourself, like we said, but that is about to change. And we have the King of Moons here. And that's a King of Swords. So I feel like you're going to get a massive amount of clarity as to how to navigate things, how to navigate specifically your upglow, your change in life, how to make things better. And the things that we feel are faded and so on and so forth, I feel like that is going to be looking up to you. So no longer are you going to be getting into situations where they're heavy, they're messy, they're unfulfilling. I feel like that's just not going to be a thing for you anymore. Sorry, I keep rearranging this. Microphone's driving me nuts. Drive me crazy. Okay, so we have, yeah, the King of Moods right here is somebody who does not mess around. They always make pragmatic decisions for themselves, friends and family. They're the ones that can see the outcome from miles and miles away. And I'm not saying that you don't, but I feel like there's somebody who's going to come into your life to help influence and change you for the better. This could be getting a mentor, a guru, a partner, or a bestie, or something, right? So we have the 10 of Chalices and the 4 of Staves. So this is about stability. The Staves is, 4 of Staves is really the 4 of Wands. And this really talks about like putting down like your fundamental ingredients to build a home. So it could be a business, a home, or whatever. But I feel like you're going to be happily doing this. And this could be partnering up with somebody who really gets you and sees things the way you do. You guys work well together. You guys speak the same language, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. I feel like it's going to be, instead of like having so much autonomy, which there's nothing wrong with that, I feel like you are going to be a little bit more collaborative, okay? And especially with the 4 staves right here, this is like happy home. This is, we're just beginning, but we're laying the foundation. Here are the walls. Let me prime things up. I'm going to plan. I'm going to dream and having help during this process, okay? Whether it's intellectual help or physical help, all the above, you know, we like that. But this is how you are turning heads, is that people are looking at you, preparing to wife you up or husband you up. Now, you don't necessarily have to believe in marriage, because I don't even know what I feel about that anymore. But I'm just going to really tell you that this is an energy that I'm getting, again, partnered, if you're not partnered, doesn't make a difference, that people kind of want to snatch you off the market. Whether you're on it or not, doesn't make a difference. They want to come for you. And this is about changing, elevating your entire life, which is pretty awesome. We'll get these in a minute. So pile number 2, if you're liking these kind of readings, do give me a like, share, comment, subscribe. I would like to know what you guys think, if it resonates. I cannot believe, okay, I thought it was identical cards. It is not. Pile number 2, we have haughtiness, so that did come in pile number 1. So people could see you as maybe being haughty, maybe untouchable. Aloof is the word actually that comes to mind. If I stop playing with the camera, and it's really hard, I'm so sorry. I'll do better, but I'm just trying here, fighting for my life. And then we have the reunion right here. So with the reunion, this could literally be somebody wants to come towards you and they view you as being like humble, incredibly beautiful, elegant, incredibly handsome. My guys, if you are on this channel at all, I'm just going to say that the way you are viewed and the way that you're turning heads is your presence like announces you before you even enter the room. And also what I heard was that your reputation precedes you. So I really love that about you. I feel like a lot of people have been talking nicely about you. They hold you in high esteem. This is interesting though, because then we have the reunion. What's up with that? Somebody be wanting to come from the past? Are you looking better? Are they wanting to spin the block? Are these friends, foes? We don't know. Okay. Well, you guys saw I did shuffle. I don't know. We're getting a lot of repeats right here. It just said, is that a friend or a foe? So a foe wants to come back also. Interesting. Fee, fi, foe, fum. We're not doing that. And then some. Okay. So now you've been warned and you heard it here first, right? So you might be having somebody who is actually in direct opposition to you that actually wants to come forward, and for whatever reason, we don't know. We can get a little bit of information here as we do have time, but I'm just going to say it seems like your wheel of fortune is turning for the better, and I feel like somebody's actually planning on helping you to turn it for the better. So if you've been battling it out there, swinging your fist left and right and trying to make your name in the world, or trying to make that coin or whatever it is, I feel like times are definitely going to change. Is it going to be a little bit different? Yes. I heard even traumatic though. And I feel like don't get scared yet. If you're still here, I'm just saying that the trauma can come because maybe you're used to being hyper independent. And this could be a direct response. It's a trauma response, right? Those of us that have had a lot of trauma in the past can react with hyper independence. And that's just not healthy. We strive for balance. Now, I'm not saying I even know how to spell that word, but I try, okay? Pile number 2. I can't even read this word. Money. What? Of course I could read that. Just kidding. So yeah, this is about your money glow up. Oh, I heard blow up. Okay, that's cool. We'll take it. So you're turning heads because you're either making a lot more money, or people think that you are, or they have their eye on you because you look bougie. You look sensational. You have self-confidence. I feel like pile number 2, you are not afraid again to go at it alone. And this includes like all aspects of life. And maybe even if you're partnered or in a family setting, you need to kind of step away and do your own thing. Okay. So what else do we have? How are you turning heads with your generosity is what I heard. And tell me more, tell me more. Waiting. With your patience, it could be your patience, but I do feel like somebody else is waiting. This is more like other people, and this is why you're turning heads. Maybe they've been waiting on you. You've been waiting on them. But you're definitely turning heads right here. And pile number 2. What? This one came out in yesterday's reading, I think. Love. I'm like, what is that card? I'm so in denial. Look, you have love coming. I don't know. Just listen, even if you guys are partnered, I know y'all don't want to hear this, but sometimes it just happens that people just fall in love with you and they can't help it, right? It doesn't mean you have to reciprocate, and I will never condone breaking up a marriage or partnership or whatever y'all have going on. That's on you. I feel like I just, definitely not messy like that, and I hope that you guys aren't either. But that's what I have for you. Pile number 2. That's how you're turning heads right here. I feel like your self-confidence is very attractive, alluring. I definitely feel like you are increasing your abundance. And with this Wheel of Fortune, that is the hands of fate really turning in your direction, in your favor. But we all know, right? What comes up must come down. Just enjoy the process, I'm hearing. That's going to be important. Stop in the name of love. Yeah, faithfulness. Say it again. I'm going to say it again. Y'all heard it here. Faithfulness. You guys are attracting somebody who's actually going to be loyal and faithful and true. Whether, again, a partner, a best friend, or a situation where you want to, you know, own a business together, whatever your thing is. But they're going to be faithful. They're going to be loyal. They're going to be patient with you as well, because it's a lot of change for everyone. Even if it's a best friend and they live somewhere else, it doesn't make a difference. Change is change, especially when you're hyper independent, such as yourself. Also, I feel like if you look here, sorry, I was going to sign off and then I got excited again. If you look here, it seems to be a progress, right? It seems to be you are in the shadows, you're trying to work and you're working away, and you're doing your thing, and you're hyper independent. You don't tell nobody. You might be in, you know, well equipped to give people like the eyeball, like RBF face, that sort of a thing. But you also pull a disappearing act. So with all this fog, people just don't know like really much about you. But then you counter a glow up and a lot of clarity. And I feel like, you know, emotional fulfillment. And then we have stability and balance and peace and calmness. And with the Queen of Tombs, we didn't even talk about her. What? 14 minutes in and we are not talking about a Queen of Pentacles. How could I? Sorry. We're not signing off just yet. So with the Queen of Pentacles right here, let me tell you, male, female, you're embodying this energy. People, kids, insects, like everybody loves you and they gravitate towards you. You're the salt of the earth. You are somebody who turns like nothing into gold. Everything literally that you look at, you make an assessment and you make it better. So this is incredibly alluring, very attractive, and you do not make hasty and rash decisions financially. And so we love this about you. We love that you're a home lover as well. So if you don't have a permanent home, your forever home, Crystal, don't be insulted. If you don't have your forever home, because I mean, hey, neither do I. I'm just going to say that this is pretty much predicting that if you head in the same trajectory, keep an open mind that things are really going to change in a powerful way. I mean, love is coming towards you. And I'm going to sign off with this little tidbit, juicy tidbit. Look at this. Look at me. So we have the love here, right? And this Cupid is like, hey, baby. Hey, baby. Hey. Anyways, this little one is letting it all hang out. So you're going to be open and vulnerable and naked and truthful and all the things. And you're not going to be that self-conscious or trying to hide, because you know that this person has your best interest at heart for you. So that is what I have. Yep. Do give me a like, share, comment, subscribe. And until next time, namaste. Hi, Pile 3. My name is Crystal with Toughdolltarot. And I'm here to do your reading. Pile number 3. You chose this lovely little image on the right-hand side of the screen. It's only going to be an indicator of what pile you were drawn to, because we're not doing any channeling. Not today. Not on the image. But I am going to tell you, pile number 3, that we're going to look into how are you turning heads. The piles have been super fun so far, if you haven't been following. But I did want to take a moment to thank all of you guys for being here, all of your comments, your good wishes, and all that fun stuff. Thank you so much. I also wanted to mention and point out, if you have a YouTube channel yourself, especially if you are a tarot reader, I'm not going to know just by looking on your handle if you're a reader or not. I'm going to have to like dive in and inspect, and I don't have a lot of time for that. But I am willing to take a peek. If you drop me a link in the comments below on what your YouTube is, if it is, you know, I mean, I can imagine I'd be able to subscribe to, you know, all of them potentially, as long as I'm not anti whatever it is your channel is. I can't imagine that being a thing. But anyways, I never speak in absolutes like, oh yeah, I'll totally do this, because I always leave a caveat or room for the caveat. Anyways, explaining my brain. Here we go. So pile number 3, we're going to go ahead and shuffle the deck in 3, 2, 1. All right, pile number 3. Sorry about that. I had to get my charger. My phone totally died. So how are you turning heads? I hope that y'all can hear me even without the microphone. So let's get back to these two guys. You are definitely, I'm hearing big step up. So maybe you guys are on TikTok as well and it consumes your life. But even if not, you make big moves, big leaps, and you have big, big dreams. Also, pile number 3, how you're turning heads is that you simply have big energy. What can I say about that, right? So the Page of Tombs right here. What is, oh, Tombs or Pentacles. Yeah, this is about making moves that you want to make, that you're going to be solid in. So you're not going to invest in anything that is just a dream, but you're trying to manifest this dream into the 3D. And I love that for you, because it tells me that you're very pragmatic. You're willing to work hard for things, and you're willing to think outside the box to make things happen. And let me just say that how are you turning heads is that sometimes you get so engrossed in a project or doing something, you don't notice people staring at you. That's one thing. They want to know, like, what is riveting your, what has you riveted? What has you motivated? What has you stupefied? I'm thinking pile number 3, you have other people stupefied. Interested, intrigued. The Moon and the Ace of Staves. So yeah, pile number 3, I'm just going to say, I hope this is clear because I can't see it super well. But with the mood card right here, I'm not really sure about this. Oh, it's actually literally the moon. Sorry. I just said it was. Who's tired now? Yeah, so there's a lot of mystery about you. Pile number 3, I did say that in pile number 2, but keep in mind, a lot of you guys do watch multiple piles, and we do pick on that energy as well. So readings are timeless. Energy is timeless. With this right here, it is like people are trying to manifest clarity about you, trying to make this moon spill its secrets. In specific, they want to know your secrets. Pile number 3. Ace of Staves right here is, I feel like some people actually want to come towards you. And with the aces, it's all about new beginnings. But with a stave, it's passion. So people want to move towards you with passion. But they don't know if you're going to be welcoming that, if that would be a good thing, if you would be down for that. Yeah, and so on and so forth. Let's see what else we have right here. So pile number 3, we have the 3 of Moods, the Swords, and then we have the 5. Oh, wow, the 5 of Chalices. So somebody is really heartbroken. That makes sense. So the 3 of Moons right here just talks about being heartbroken. And I feel like also you're turning heads because maybe perhaps people understand and can see that you've been heartbroken. And that's something that, you know, a lot of people are able to just move on relationship to relationship, or they're super resilient. They never look back. And what I say, that is good for them. I feel like the rest of us really need to process things, and it takes a while. And maybe you've held onto a lot of trauma and a lot of pain in your life. And there is a sadness about you. It could be the way you dress, the way you move throughout life, the way that maybe you're speaking to someone or you're in a group setting and all of a sudden you kind of seem to be not there. And people really, they really notice that about you. And that's how you are turning heads. This could, again, be somebody who maybe broke your heart or the other way around. But I feel like they're in deep mourning. Deep mourning. They're wanting that connection that you guys had once upon a time. If this is somebody from the past. Now, the Empress, this could be a mother figure, an actual mother, or somebody who acted like that. It could be a nanny. It could be a boss, literally. So anybody who would fit that description, I feel like you're turning heads because maybe you're a mom as well, or a parent, right? I don't want to genderify the whole reading. I'm just going to say, guys, maybe you're just a parent as well. And so people really, they just look and think, wow, you've done a really good job. Something about your parenting skills or something how you nurture other people, because the Empress has been all the queen. She can fight fiercely if she needs to. But the Empress is impregnated sometimes with children, yes, but also with ideas and notions and dreams, right? This dream that you have right here. And you could be maybe pregnant with dreams of having a family. I don't know your life, but I'm going to say that people really see this in you. And ultimately, they just want to know a little bit more about that dream. Pile number 3. What do we have for you? We have, what is that? Young woman in a room. This feels like a puzzle. Are you the young woman in the room? But it seems to me like you're doing really well. I'm looking at all this yellow surrounding and a yellow in here. I feel like you could have a lot of confidence, but also I'm noticing the gold echoes of gold in these cards right here. And even the little bit the moon. So it's all about like people want to know what your goals are. They are kind of riveted. I heard bound by your goals and how you make moves in your life. And that's how you are turning heads. Like whatever it is that you're doing, however you're earning and gaining and gleaning your confidence, or simply accepting your confidence. Side note, and I know you guys know, but pile number 3, we're human beings, not human doings. So it's going to be very important that you just stay in that energy and don't try to think that you have to do more than you have to, okay? So don't try to hammer yourself in a little box. Let's see what this card is. Service, okay. Well, I want to see. These two feel like they go together. Service and what? Service and letter. Maybe you are somebody who delivers things, like delivery person or mail carrier, postal worker, work at the post office. You work for maybe Google, because I affiliate Google with like mail, right? It could be snail mail or electronic mail. Maybe you even work for the phone service, but somebody actually wants to write a letter or a note and speak to you. They also want to travel to you, and they want to be of service to you. Interesting. Okay. So you could be getting somebody saying, hey, how can I help? How can I, in this endeavor, whatever your dream is? If you are an actor, maybe they can run lines with you, that kind of a thing. But I feel like people are really, you're turning heads simply because people don't really understand how you do things. First of all, it's quite puzzling. And how much confidence you have. Like, where did all this confidence come from? They are pretty shook. I'm even hearing, pile number 3, don't take this personally. This is other people's opinions. For a select few of you, I'm also hearing that you are turning heads, and this could be people that know you, knew you, or thought they knew you, right? Especially with the 3 of moons right here. And I feel like they're kind of thinking, are you okay? Are you well? Are you unwell? Like they're questioning your mental abilities right there. Like if you're, you know, I don't know. That's kind of weird. I don't see any issues in that department, by the way. So everything is perspective, right? Hope and servant. Wow. Not the servant with a service. 2 totally different things. So you have a lot of people, I feel like, that want to observe and enter your life. And this seems to be, what is all that red? Interesting. It seems to me one person I has hopes of reconciliation, that kind of a thing, with these 3 cards that feel like they go together. And then servant and service. Interesting, because the service, it could be like Uber delivery or whatever, or like you consider yourself a servant to the public servant or whatever, right? You do something in the humanitarian industry some way, somehow. And this person wants to service you. That sounds so gnarly. Sorry. Well, you know what? I'm putting it out there. You're turning heads because some people do want to service you, okay? And it doesn't matter how. I mean, I know you can use your imaginations. I've already had problems with monetizing my first channel because I kind of say whatever I want, but I'm trying to keep it PG-ish. So, pile number 3. Let's find out a little bit more information right here. And if you are liking this kind of readings, do give me a like, share, comment, subscribe. Another way to support the channel is to let the ads play while you do something else. I really do appreciate all of you guys. Also, if you're looking for a reading, a personal, these are not personal reads, that is in the description box below. You can go under and you can find my Etsy link. It will say PsychicMD. It will not say Toughdolltarot. But I haven't really advertised it. The readings haven't moved. I feel like they're really reasonable. But once they sell, I'll be done with Etsy. I'm going to move to a different platform. I'm 90% sure of that. Anyway, so if y'all want a reading, hit me up. How are you turning heads? Let's take that. Bottom of the deck. Faithfulness. With your faithfulness to this dream, this project, this go-getterness about you, this hyper focus, this I'm just gonna win it and I'm in it to win it. There's no two ways, if or buts about it. Sheer determination. Thief. Uh-oh. Well, let's see. What is this? Somebody trying to steal your thunder? Wife and widower. What? Wow. Somebody literally could be losing their significant other or their spouse, and they want to come towards you. So maybe this widower lost a wife and a child. I hope not. Hope none of it. But that's a possibility, so you might want to keep an eye open for that as well. Also, it leads me to believe, ooh, with the thief right here. You guys, check this out. With the widower and the wife right here, you might want to be very careful if you are online, if you are trying to do like dating online, stuff like that, because I see an actual scam, okay? And I see a thief right here with a widower and a wife. And what do they tell you when they're scamming you? They're like, oh, you're so beautiful, my queen, my king. That's the first step, right? And after they like schmooze you or try to, they try to sell you the story of how they're a widower overseas and they're working for the military, and they just recently, you know, had all these horrible things happen where they are not partnered, they're free and they're grieving their, you know, family that crossed over and so on and so forth, but they want to steal. They come made in the shade, friends. This person even looks like they have heels, dressed as a boy with some, I don't know, cool pants. I don't know what's going on here. But I'm just going to say that you might have people try to catfish you as well. You're really turning heads in such a way that the moves that you're making are swift. They are amazing. They are different, of course. Pull a couple more cards. And for whatever reason, I do feel like, I mean, you know, people can want to steal from you. So beware of that. Never give anybody that you don't know money, please. That's just going to be a scam for you. So how are you turning heads? I watched like a 3-hour documentary on this lady who was convinced that this person was real. And they tried to show her it was a scam. And it was just the biggest mess. And she never ever believed it. Doctor. Okay. Maybe you are a doctor. Maybe you heal people. Maybe they feel like you're a doctor. That sort of a thing. But the way that you, I heard the way you lay hands. Not laying of the hands today. Pile number 3, I don't know what you're doing here, but People are wishing that you be laying hands on them, like in a good way, right? Ain't nobody want to catch your hands. Ain't nobody slowing you down. Oh no, I got to keep it pushing. What? Fortune, yeah. Look. I mean, you're about to get the mother load. If you're not, like, if you don't know, now you know, okay? I'm just going to say with this right here, you have a fortune coming. You have a lot of, I heard ambition, yeah, but abundance that's on its way. You might not even see like what it's all worth, but it is coming for you, and you are doing beautiful right here. But that is how you are turning heads too, is that people, I feel like another pile, I said this, people feel like you're well-to-do or bougie, or you're about to strike it rich some way, somehow. Maybe you have like a marketing idea, or you invested in stocks, or you diversify your portfolio and it's really paying off for you. I don't know. But regardless, congratulations. Congratulations. Hey, thank you so much again for being on this channel. Much, much love to you. Until next time, namaste.